Congratulations, by the way, on getting the win. That's got to feel pretty good to do it in overtime.
Yeah, it was really good feeling. Obviously, a dirty feeling the night before there, going the wrong way, but to get it go our way last night was awesome.
Okay, before we go any further, when I originally made the request to speak to you, I didn't know about the handshake line, and then all of a sudden I'm on Twitter and I see it's everywhere. What is your reaction, or was there surprise to you with the incident that happened between basically Kyle Clifford and Boko Mama?
Well, was I surprised? Absolutely, because I've been in hockey a long time and I've never ever seen that happen before. Background: I know Cliffy well. I coached him as a 17-year-old in Barrie and have a ton of respect for him. And this is my second go at coaching Boko. So, um, you know what? I've also been here for 5 years in the Battle of Ontario, or the 401, with us and the big club. It's pretty hot, and there's been some pretty wild stuff down here in the last 5 years, both ways. This is just a continuation of it. I'll say this: we had a meeting this morning about winning the right way and losing the right way, and I think lessons were probably learned both ways. And talking to John Gruden on the ice and after the game, both groups would probably like a redo there, how that game ended, and just have the proper handshake. But lessons were learned, and that's all I'll say about it. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to get your real thoughts, but we'll move on.
for people that are just listening and not watching, just a little skirmish after some pushing and shoving. I'm surprised though, guys, it doesn't happen more, because it's so intense, especially the American Hockey League. It's for people who don't watch the American Hockey League. It's a big man's game, and tempers are running hot, and there's a lot at stake. And I'm surprised, Dave, it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, like I've seen in the hallways, in the lock, and that stuff. And you're right, like the game, super emotional series, super emotional season series against them, and then the horn goes, and everybody's asked to collect their thoughts and hold their emotion and turn the switch off. Well, some guys' switches, they flicker a little bit, so they're not always on the off switch.
With all that aside, what a great series for you guys, though, having to win down the stretch. It just seemed like you guys were prepared for it because you were playing playoff hockey before it started.
Well, we had to get in. I mean, you guys know all the transactions we had with the injuries up top and the salary cap up there. We were in desperate mode for a long time. We had to win 8 of 9 to get in there, and it wasn't decided till that second to last night. So I think that was good for the guys, whether we made it or not. Just those young guys, having to step up and play big minutes and play important games before we got to the playoffs kind of set them up for that first series. And again, for those guys, I mean, Cleveland's going to be Cleveland, first place team, but to go into an atmosphere against Toronto, against the rivalry, against all that stuff, against if you live in Ontario, Toronto walks on water. So to go in there and win that series for Clev and for Ostapchuk and all these guys, I think it's huge for their development.
Do you think now, just to get off track a little, that the rivalry is any more heated going into next season?
I would go out on a limb and say yes.
Captain,
me all of next year just to watch these games from now on. In overtime yesterday, for players, they're the ones that they can control it because they're on the ice. What's it like for you? The season's on the line. It's overtime. Are you nervous? Is it just another period? What's it like for the coach?
Well, no, it's not just another period. You're as nervous as a player. Like, a player doesn't want to make a mistake and miss an assignment. I don't want to miss a line match or a face-off matchup that I want to get out there. Too many men on the ice. What are you going to do? You have all that run through your head. If you get a power play, what unit's going to go? If a guy's in the box, who replaces him on that unit? So you're not overthinking things, but you're trying not to leave anything out and have the end result be your fault, so to say, as the coach, and make that coaching error. So, you're nervous for sure.
You said something earlier about what this is going to do for your players, and we were talking a little bit before you got on the show. And I'm a big proponent of the American Hockey League. I was there for almost 4 years. I know how good it is for people's development, and some of your guys, like you mentioned, Clevin in particular, everybody's talking about him. How much have you seen his game from start to finish to where he is now, as far as his development goes?
I think he's come quite a ways because, I mean, I've been in this league a long time, and you see guys come up, college or junior, and go right in that last 2 or 3 games of the year that he did the previous year. And I mean, some of those games are mop up games in the NHL, and it's not a real feel, and he's never played in the American League. So those players, and Clev didn't do it, but they're going to come to the American League the next year at a training camp and think it's going to be easy and they belong in the NHL. And why am I down here? Clev didn't do that. Clev came down and knew he had to work, but he admittedly said, "Wow, this is harder than I thought in the American League." So there was an adjustment period for him, but he's come a super long way. Nate McKeever's done a great job developing him, and just, he still has to grow and be better and keep improving his game. But some of his college habits and some of his I don't know what your amateur habits, I guess, have definitely improved. You got to learn how to work and work hard, and working in pro is a lot different than working at school or working in junior. Like, you're working against men that are trying to take paychecks home to their families, and people have to learn how to do that. There's a different work in the junior and than there is in pro, and he's learned that. So his development is going well.
Oh, good to hear.
I don't have you. I'm missing you, and I'm not a lip reader.
Wally, talking. You're like a mime over there.
Sure. It's Monday. I apologize. You're talking about certain players. I just wanted to ask about Stephen Halliday. You don't maybe know a lot about him. You've had him for 13 games, I think. Now he played 10 in the regular season, 3 in the postseason. He assisted on the overtime winner. What can you tell us about him? Looks like great size. Looks like he's playing really well.
He's. I think potential is a big word, but his potential is off the charts. He's a big body, super soft hands, and I never want to put that comment for a big man. For a little man, I don't care. For just a hockey player, he's got great hands, great vision, and again, just sees the ice really, really well. Like, for a guy to come out of out of college, and he's on our first power play unit, and not by just granted it, he's earned it. He sees plays, he makes plays, and he makes our power play dangerous. And he's going to be an exciting guy to watch.
So, like, you haven't had him for very long. How long did it take for you to go, let's try him on the first power play unit?
Well, after watching him in our very first practice, we usually start with a small area game, and he made about 3 passes that I hadn't seen anybody on the team make this year. And so I'm like, might not be a bad idea to put this guy on a power play. And then, and teammates, the best compliment guys can get, teammates come to you and say, hey, I wouldn't mind playing with Halliday. I wouldn't mind playing. So, when guys are coming to you and saying that they know he's going to get him the puck. So you kind of pay attention to what the players are saying.
It's funny. It's funny how that works, eh? When the players start coming to you.
Yeah.
What about a guy I really liked, and I talk about him a lot when he's on our show. He's a great story, Rourke Chartier. Like, he came up here and played, I thought, a real solid, tight defensive game. How's he been for you?
He's been about his coach's dream. As a coach, like, he is so reliable, so safe, straight lines, 75% on the face-off every night. And he's a guy, hey, perfect example. Hey, I'm going to put Steven on the power play. I'm going to move you here. Okay, sure. I'm going to put you over here. Okay, no problem. I'm going to take you off the power play. Okay, no problem. Like, just an ultimate team guy, pushes the pace, everything, penalty kill, power play. Like, and you guys watch him up there. Like, I think that's why he had success. Jacques trusted him. He was safe, played above the puck. He plays the same game here as he plays in the NHL, which is sometimes rare for those older guys that come down here and it's cookie day and point night. Rourke plays the exact same way in the American League as he does in the NHL.
Has anybody had to that you've seen come back? I've heard about this before. Guys come back down from the NHL, I don't know if pouting is the word, but their game changes a little, and it's tougher to get adjusted. Like, has there been anybody that's kind of struggled once they've come back down for a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm a pretty straightforward guy, and it's you nip that in the bud with a conversation, whether it's after their first morning skate or their first practice. That doesn't work. So no, and it's just human nature. They're disappointed.
Yeah.
Their emotions are all over the place, and they probably think they got screwed and they shouldn't have been sent down, and the world's against them, and
No.
you know what? That's not how they're going to get back up there. So we have a quick talk, and 95% of the time they readjust themselves and reset, and away they go.
You brought up. Go ahead, Yorkie.
There's just another player I wanted to pick your brain on, and he had a real good first game, and then big body, a stop check. What is there something there with this player? Like, to me, when I saw him, he just looks like he's got all the tools.
Well, I'm just a coach. I'm not a general manager, so I'm probably speaking out of my pay grade. But I think I see Zacho Stopchuk as a guy that's going to play a long time in the NHL, as probably a third line center that gets 10 to 15 goals and has 5 fights a year and can penalty kill. And if he can move up the lineup, he can move up the lineup. And the bigger the game, the better he is. Like, he's a hockey player. He's a throwback hockey player that feels the game, understands moments of the game, whether it needs to be a body check, a fight, a goal. He just has a great feel for the moments in the games, what needs to be done, play safe, dump it in. Okay, I need to maybe challenge this defenseman and go try to score a goal. Like, his feel for the moments of the game, outside of obviously his physical attributes, is outstanding.
It's no wonder you guys won the first round. You're rhyming off guys that all play the right way and do the right thing, and they're team guys,
Yeah.
and key guys for you. And you look
No.
at it's amazing though when you got guys like that, how winning comes hand in hand.
Yeah, and that's Ryan Bonus, Sean McCauley, all our pro scouts. That character was a high priority this summer when they re-signed guys or signed new guys, and you know what? It's showing its face right now, and it's bringing us fruits. The fruits of its hard work in the summer by the management group showing right now.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I just listened to a clip of yours, and I apologize, I don't know where it's from, but you talked about the identity that you've had since day one in that organization of everybody's bought into just hard work every day. And that seems to be basically what's paid off now, is the hard work is finally, as you said, you're seeing the fruits.
Yeah, you know what? You have to have talent, and we have talent. We have a whole bunch of talent. We have lots of talented players, highly skilled players. But if you don't work, you're not gonna get anywhere. There's probably what, 3 or 4 guys that played in the NHL or played in the regulars in the NHL over the course of its history that just got there on God-given ability and talent. And you can get there and stay there a little bit, but if you don't work, it catches up to you. So if we can ingrain hard work down here, and then they can take that up there, they have a better chance of staying up there, which is where they all want to be. So that's usually the message, and they give it to me and bug me, but I've never heard of a guy stretching his way or load managing his way to the NHL. So we work down here.
I love it. Wait, I love the old saying, "Hey, will beat skill all day long." But if you can get skill to have some will, you got something special.
Absolutely, and these guys, they do it. They understand it, and it's not me or the staff pushing them into the weight room or pushing them up and down the ice doing conditioning. We don't even do much conditioning. They practice at a pretty high pace. It's them on their own, and that's our leadership group. They've been awesome. Dylan Hetherington is not obviously playing right now, but he's probably the first guy in the gym every morning, just making sure guys are working and doing their thing. So our leadership group's awesome.
Let's talk Cleveland now, as they finished first in your division. You were 1-3 against them this year, but you haven't played them since mid-December. By the way, tickets go on sale today. So I don't know that does the regular season matter a whole lot right now, as you see, and they haven't played. I don't know if rust is an issue for them. Like, we understand, like, because they've waited for the first round to be over. How do you see this series shaping up?
Well, they and us. Like, I think you can throw that regular season record or right in the garbage. You know what, they were really, really good at the start, didn't have any injuries, and they were really good. They played really well. Then at the end of the year, you know what? Columbus got whacked with injuries, so they lost a whack of guys and took a little slide and came back to the pack. So, you know what? And I still don't even know what the roster is going to be with guys that were hurt at the end of the year. They don't have to disclose that until probably Wednesday. So I would throw that regular season series right in the garbage, and even, their team's identity and ours, because, we had Rourke Chartier hardly all season. Clev was up, Ostapchuk was up, Cruikshank was up. So, you know what? It's two, and not new teams, but there's not a whole lot of stock you can put in that record, I don't think.
Do you like it's best of 5, by the way, for people who are just listening. The first 2 games are in Belleville. It starts Wednesday. Do you like the first 2 games at home and then 3 on the, not that you can do anything about it. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on the schedule.
Well, if we win the first 2, I do. How's that? No, it's, you know what, we've playing on our fans have been awesome. So
yeah,
you can look at it both ways. Our fans have been outstanding, and it's good for them to, to push us in these first 2 games. But you can look at it the other way. Cleveland's probably saying they come in here and steal one, then they got 3 at home to the back end. So we've been pretty good on the road as well as at home. So for us to go on the road, whatever the series is after Friday, we're pretty comfortable doing that too in another building.
Your building was hopping yesterday. It looks like it's been, for the most part, it's been great all year. You just have a really good fan base in Belleville right now.
Yeah. Friday, Wednesday, our last game against Laval was outstanding in a must-win game. Fans really showed up. The office been working hard, really grinding to get people to flip over from the Bulls. That's been a tough sell, but they're coming around, and I really hope that this success we're having, and hopefully continued success, we find some new fans and we convert some Belleville Bull fans.
Okay, does David Bell have a game day routine like players?
Well, I have kids, and I have young kids, so that you guys know that probably throws everything you want to do right out the window. But I wouldn't say I have anything crazy that I do. Like, if there's a nap to be had, maybe, but if the kids have something to do, that's out. But as far as my food or anything like that, no, not overly, not anymore, not as a coach.
Are you a gum chewer or anything like that?
Well, first and third period.
What?
Just the first and the third.
What goes on in the second?
What happened in the second?
Nothing. Just water. Hydrate in the second.
This is good. I haven't heard this. So is it always the same kind of gum? Is it the same brand?
Yeah. Well, and that's what the trainer gives us. So yeah. So that's not superstition. That's just being too cheap to buy my own gum, and whatever's provided is what I eat.
That's smart.
So in overtime, is it a gum chewing time?
It was maybe take the nerves there a little bit. I work the nerves in the overtime. So I did put a fresh couple sticks in there for overtime.
That's amazing. So if you we always ask the players, like, is there a cheat snack if they're sitting on the couch? Is there one that you like if you're sitting on the couch watching a movie? Do you have a favorite snack?
That's a weird question, but
I'm
a cheese and crackers guy. If that helps, I'm a big cheese and crackers guy. So me and my son are salty snacks. My wife and daughter are chocolate and sweet. So I'm salty and they're sweet.
I'm gonna ask him the question everybody wants to know. Beller, how do you like your steak done? Medium well, or are you a medium rare or a medium? This is
medium rare.
So the gentleman over to the side here is well done.
You're like my mother, so when if you ever come to my house, I'm gonna buy you a $2 steak, because if you're gonna cook it medium rare, medium well, let's put a hamburger patty on there for you to eat.
See, Wally, see.
This was a setup, and I don't appreciate it.
Medium. What? Are you nervous? Where are you buying your meat?
You know what I think it's from? I'm a maritimer.
You get the unsavory stuff in the Loblaws sale rack. That's what you're doing.
Well, my mom always used to cook everything a little on the well done side. I think I'm just used to it.
Mine as well. But you can. I guess being a Maritimer and you're waiting for all the beef to come out from Ontario or out west. That's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I was just me and Nate we were somewhere the other day eating, and it was a big sale on PEI mussels, and he had no interest in eating. It was in Toronto the other day, and he goes, "Nah, I'm not gonna eat PEI mussels in Toronto. I'll wait till I get home and eat them." So maybe
Yeah.
that's you and the beef. You just never had real beef out there.
Maybe I. Anyway, it's not about me. The what has impressed you the most about your team this season? When did you what have you learned about this group as the season's gone on?
Oh, well, and I'm not saying this as a cliche because there's a ton of examples. The resiliency, and I go back to the character of the group. Like we've had it both ways. We've had the scale where we've had no players and had to scramble and call up East Coast League players. Called you, Yorkie, to find guys out of school to scrap and find players, and nobody complained. Whoever was in the lineup stepped up, did whatever, and we got results. And then we were the other way in the era of when we had McEwen down here and we had too many vets and we couldn't dress, and we had 2 healthy vets sitting out every night. And that's a tough pill to swallow for a vet that's supposed to be a go-to guy down here, and you got to ask him to healthy scratch him and sit him. And they were unbelievable pros about it, unbelievable teammates about it, and encouraged, and were the first guys in the tunnel when we won. Just high-fiving guys, and then it was their turn to go in, just that revolving door. And we had that for 8 or 10 games. And so when you see both ends of the spectrum and the group just stay tight together, you know you have a good group. You have a really good group. Both ends of the spectrum, they handled it outstandingly.
It's been fun to watch, and certainly you've made for some entertaining hockey, because down the stretch was interesting to watch and see how it plays out. And so we will continue to watch as you guys take on Cleveland starting Wednesday. David Bell, appreciate your time and good luck.
Thanks for having me, man. And
good luck.
Next time, steak, medium rare.
There you go. Good luck, Beller. Best of luck in the next series.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Hopefully it gets you down here for a live game, live viewing.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Thank you.